friends, I had another pumpkin that my sister gave it to me. My sister lives here, Hilda. She went into pumpkin business this year. She grew so many pumpkins in our yard, she doesn't know what to do with them. So she's been giving them away. So she gave me a couple of them. And I'm gonna try this one to make some soup. So that's what I'm gonna do with half of this. And then the other half I'll have to figure it out. I'm gonna clean it and keep it in the fridge and see what I'm gonna do with it. But these pumpkins are so delicious, they're so good. My dad used to grow them, and my mom used to do so many things with them. And today there's even more things we can do with it. So that's what I'm gonna do. I'm taking the seeds out, and I'm gonna save all the seeds because I'm gonna roast them. So I'm gonna cut this, and I'm gonna boil this one just because it's for a soup. So I might roast some because that way I get the flavor of roasting. Another one I boil it so it'll be faster. That's the way to do it. Watch your fingers. Anyway. So I'm gonna put some of these smaller pieces and roast them so they'll cook faster. And then the other ones I'm going to boil it. You can make soups. You can make sauce. I have a sauce that I use this. They're good for raviolis. So anyway, so I'm gonna roast those. I'm gonna drizzle them with some olive oil, and then and salt. And then my oven's already going for with the chestnuts, so I can roast them at the same time. I'm just gonna put a little bit of salt so we can flavor and put them in the oven. Okay, this other half I'm gonna boil, and then I'm gonna make a soup with it. I'm going to put a little bit of salt so the pumpkin is flavored. And now I'm going to cut this other half so I can take the seeds, and I'm going to keep this in the refrigerator for something else. My mom used to make these little, what they call sonhos de abóbora. I think I have a video also here already. And it was like these little balls with pumpkin, and then roll them in pumpkin and cinnamon sugar. Delicious too. But these days I'm trying to stay away from sweets. So if you want that recipe, look in my videos because I already have it. That recipe. So anyway, this pumpkin has a lot of seeds. So we're gonna do some pumpkin seed roasting some up. Things, you know, especially after the Halloween, these pumpkins go on sale because they want to get rid of them. Get some. Cook them, puree them, keep them in a Ziploc bag in the freezer. So when you need it throughout the year, make something with it. I mean, I used to do that when my kids were home, but now it's just the two of us, and my husband doesn't care for pumpkin and this kind of stuff, so it's not worth for me to do. So I make stuff and give it away. Some of you wish you were my neighbors because I make so much stuff and share with neighbors and friends. And I do, but I always did. It's not just now. I love sharing. I love seeing the smile of people's faces when they enjoy something that I made. Okay, let's see. Because not every pumpkin is good to cook. I remember when my kids were home and we would go buy the pumpkins and they would carve and stuff. Some of those pumpkins that you carve, those are no good to cook. They're too fibrous. I think one time I got a bunch of them because they went on sale and I was gonna save them. And then when I boiled them, they were very fibered and they weren't good. But these are some of them. I remember my dad growing them. So I'm gonna try to peel them. And like I said, and I'm gonna keep them in the fridge so I can use with different things. The way to peel them is a peeler. Don't use a knife because you will cut yourself. I done many times. Okay friends, I finished cleaning up my pumpkin. Now I'm gonna put this in Ziploc bags and keep it in the fridge and see what I'm gonna do for the next couple weeks or a couple days with it. I'm gonna go to my son's pretty soon, so might take some to make some soup there. So here we go into the fridge. I'm gonna put a tablespoon of mulligeta. This is spicy. And then eyeball it, maybe a teaspoon of garlic powder. And then I'm going to put a little bit of salt. Not much because the mulligeta has salt. So that. I'm going to dump it in a cookie sheet. My oven's still going because I'm roasting chestnuts, I'm roasting pumpkin, and so I'm going to put this and roast pumpkin seeds. Okay friends, I'm going to take the pumpkin out of here. Pumpkin is cooked, and I'm going to add some onion, chopped just whole garlic. I have here onion, a whole 3 cloves of garlic, one whole carrot, and some celery. And I'm going to cook this in that same water so I can flavor the soup. And now I'm going to take the skin out of this and then mix with that, and then I'll show you. Okay, so I'm just going to take the pumpkin out of the skin. And I cooked it with the skin because the skin has flavored. So you can also take out of the skin before you boil it. But it makes it a lot easier to take it like this versus if you have to peel the whole pumpkin. So I want to try this pumpkin. So sweet. Good pumpkin. gonna make a good soup. It's gonna be like almost like a pumpkin bisque. It's gonna be very simple, but that's the kind of soups I love. Simple. And then I'm gonna add back this pumpkin back to the pot to cook with all those other vegetables. And then I'm gonna use my immersion blender to blend everything. And I'm gonna give these skins to my chickens. They're gonna love this. I have the pumpkin back in. There's a skin. And I'm gonna put some chicken stock now. Instead of more water, because I want to flavor that. It has enough water. I'm gonna add a chicken stock. I'm gonna add half of this now, so it can flavor all those vegetables. And then I'll add the rest later. And this is gonna go to my chicken. Okay friends, I'm gonna add my pumpkin that I roast also. I'm gonna add it to this. And then I'm gonna puree all this. I'm gonna leave some for my in-laws. They love that roasted. So I'm gonna blend all this and then I'll show you. Virgin blender is not charged enough, so I'm using this. So I'm gonna blend all this. I'm gonna dump it in this bowl. Everything is pureed. I love this soup. When I see pumpkin or butternut squash, this is the soup I think about it. All those vegetables are cooked. They're all gonna blend in it. And this is a good soup for kids because it's sweet. I cleaned this by putting some water. And now I'm gonna dump all this in this bowl in here. Can't waste any of this. And usually I add cream, but I don't have cream. But I have yogurt, so I'm going to put yogurt. I'm going to put the rest of the chicken stock from here. One thing I like on this particular soup is a little bit of cumin. If you had that little bit of cumin, it gives that little spice that you kind of wonder. It's a warm spice. Some pepper. And I'm going to put a little bit more salt. And I think it needs a little bit more stock, but instead of stock, I'm going to put water. So I'm going to add another cup of water. And I'm going to mix this. That little cumin in this soup, it is so good. Other thing that I'm going to add in here, it's going to be yogurt. Probably a half a cup. I'm going to add a half a cup of yogurt. The tangy from the yogurt is so good. That was just a quarter cup, so this is another quarter cup, so half a cup. And I'm going to use my whisk now to blend all that yogurt with the rest of this. Like I said, if I had heavy cream, that's what I would use, but I don't have it. So I put yogurt, happen I have it. And I like to put a dollop anyway on top of the soup. I think I have a recipe for butternut squash. This is just pumpkin. And it is so delicious. I'm gonna taste, see if it needs anything else. That's it. That tangy from the yogurt, it is so good. A little bit more cumin, not much, just a dash. So I'm gonna bring this to a simmer, to a low simmer, and my soup is done. Delicious. Look at this. You can make croutons if you want. Day old bread, make some croutons and put on top. Friends, here is my soup. I add a dollop of sour cream, and then I add some sunflower seeds. And it is delicious. And this is my lunch. I made some sourdough bread, and that's what's gonna be for me for lunch. That soup is so good. You won't even know this is pumpkin. You get all those pumpkins for decorations, use them to do the soup. It is so delicious. You can roast it and eat the pumpkin up with a piece of fish or a piece of meat. So good. So you give a try to this recipe of this pumpkin bisque. It is just pumpkin and then celery, onion, garlic, and chicken broth. And then you can add cream or you can add Greek yogurt. That's what I had, Greek yogurt. You get that little tang, you put a little bit of a cumin, salt and pepper, and it's easy. And if I had my immersion blender charged, it wouldn't even need to dirty an extra bowl in another plate. So anyway, you give a try to this recipe. And if you haven't subscribed to my channel, please do. Give me some thumbs up. Share my videos on your social media with your friends and your family. And until next time, let's get cooking. Have a good day.